Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Deep Impact Podcast. I swear to God, if you guys all leave the Zoom chat, I'm going to quit. I am your host, Bo Walker, and I am joined by Mark Carson, Kyle Suffin, James Piazza, and Jason.
Hello.
All right.
I was trying to get through that before you guys left me in the Zoom all by myself, like you guys said you were going to last week.
No, it would have to happen when you're not prepared for it. So you were prepared for it this week. It's not as fun.
Exactly.
You act like we're organized.
Well, I just want everybody else to realize that when that happens, this will turn into a 45-minute TED Talk.
So he is.
I swear I'll leave right now if you do that.
All right. So we're going to start off how we always do. What is everybody drinking this evening? Jason?
Take a guess.
Kyle, where's your water at?
I don't have anything to drink here, but I'd like to have some of that Crown Peach that you didn't tell Maddie about.
She knows about the one bottle. She doesn't know about the other one that I just bought.
Oh, you mean the one that you bought for me?
Yeah, listen, this episode comes out on Monday. She's going to find out on Saturday. Anyhow, it's fine.
Oh.
So anyhow,
I just tried to bail you out too, and you
it's currently hid underneath behind all of my other liquors. Mark.
Yes, sir.
What are you drinking?
Oh, I have a Tropicoastal Great Lakes IPA.
Oh, it sounded good until you said IPA.
Yeah, not for me.
Same. James,
you know what it is for me?
It's actually not like a
El Jimador tequila. And my first shot that I took before we started recording was for my disgrace or for my spite of the Pirates owner Bob Nutting. This one, however, is not for that. This is for because yesterday was a Penguins holiday. Happy St. Fredericton's Day, everybody.
The Flyers are officially eliminated from playoff contention.
I forgot about it until today.
Which means they cannot win the Stanley Cup for another year. 1975.
Nice.
You ever seen the Flyers win the Cup?
Nope.
I haven't.
Nope.
Less and less people every year have.
James, what Pirates jersey you got on?
The only one. Good old number 10.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, you got the script one too. I love that. I love that.
I love that.
Yeah, I love the colors of it. I love the black and gold jerseys that Steelers, Pirates, and Penguins have.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have. I have an old, not old. It's a Hall of Fame edition of Roberto Clemente. If I would have known we were all wearing Pittsburgh stuff, I'd have gone and thrown it on.
Pay the man. That's all I
Yeah,
have to say.
I am wearing a Crown Royal shirt, which I'm actually drinking some Crown Peach and Sweet Tea. So that I took a shot earlier before this started, and it kind of slapped me in the face, just like Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. Let's discuss.
That was your best segue.
I think we're gonna be divided on this.
We might be. So, are you going to give a little backstory? Or are you just going to look at your phone? Jesus. All right.
No, sorry. Fantasy baseball stuff happened. I'm not sure if the actual order. So,
all right. If you have been living under a rock for the past 5 days at this point, this comes out on Monday, so 7 days at that point. Chris Rock and Will Smith were at the Oscars. Chris Rock was hosting, made a nice joke about Jada Smith, Will's wife, about her hair or lack of, which Jada has a medical condition which does not allow her to have hair, or she shaved her head. And Will got up, walked up on stage, slapped Chris Rock in front of millions of people in the place and over television, and made some colorful comments, which were cut by the audio that ABC did not air. But
they did air in Japan,
twice.
Did air in some other countries. But now the internet is in an uproar. We're a few days late on this because we were recording on Thursday. The internet's died down a little bit, but we want to still talk about it. So,
but the memes have not died down.
The memes have not died down. So what did you guys think at the time? Has your opinion changed? Chris Rock, Will Smith, who was in the right, who was in the wrong?
So I was actually asleep. And so
Rocker.
Did
Yeah.
anybody watch it live? Really?
No.
Bo's asleep a lot.
No.
You'll learn as we tell more stories about Bo.
Okay,
Bo
here
falls
we
asleep
go.
a lot.
Hey, we didn't say it at your wedding. You got to give us props for that.
Yeah, I
Hold
do.
on,
I
put it down.
appreciate that. But so I was asleep during the whole Oscars scenario, and
Y'all were.
if it wasn't for the Will Smith Chris Rock thing, I wouldn't have known what was going on at the Oscars. I just remember waking up to my wife checking her phone saying Will Smith just slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
I don't know,
Okay.
the words of Chris Rock.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a quote actually.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was. Do I think that Will Smith was in the wrong? I think he could have went about it differently, defending his wife
You just don't hit somebody. Come on.
live TV. No, you could have said it. You could have done it any other way. Pulled him aside backstage, smacked the shit out of him out backstage.
Like,
Just
I don't
only
even.
on live television.
Yeah, like I don't think what Chris Rock said was the end of the world, but it also wasn't great because it is a medical condition. So it's like he shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
If Will Smith would have got up there and just rant and mother effed him, like, and stole the show and made it all on him, that would have he'd have totally been in the right to do that, even if I don't necessarily think that it was that bad. But he didn't. You can't go out of your way to go up and hit somebody.
I think this all comes down to, like, where do you draw the line? Like, is alopecia the line that we draw? Like, is that the disease that we're like, okay, anything that's this or worse, we don't make fun of? I'm not saying any disease should be made fun of. I don't think if you have dermatitis, we should make fun of it. I know some people are super embarrassed to have itchy scalp. So, but
yes, in my opinion, don't hit somebody.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely made an off-color joke. You know, however, I don't think he directly said that it was because she had alopecia. Now, obviously, her hair issue is because of her medical condition, but you know, he just made a joke that that Jada looked like the character from G.I. Jane, and wasn't that a film like the 90s anyway? That wasn't even like something that was recent.
Yeah, and it was Demi Moore that acted in that movie.
Yeah, and so I think I'm a little weird about how I think Will Smith could have been more correct. If he would have punched him, I think I would have been like, fair enough. But you slapped the guy. I mean, don't walk up on stage and slap a dude. I mean, if he decked him, I'd have been like, maybe Chris Rock deserved it. But you slapped him. No, you shouldn't have went up on stage.
Can we talk about his form with the slap? It was like
he like
no, it doesn't matter. No,
all I'm saying is now Will Smith did get in one little fight.
It was in the moment. No.
I thought I was going to be more in the minority here because I am definitely Team Chris Rock here.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that the joke was all right.
Wait, do most people defend Will Smith on this?
Well,
yeah.
I think it's a healthy split. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's pretty split.
I'd say before this, I liked Will Smith a lot better, but
I still like Will Smith.
Problem with Will Smith as you know, a person or
I thought everybody, when you guys all said you were going to be in the minority, I thought that you guys were going to defend Will Smith. I didn't know that there was that much like outward support for him over Chris Rock in this situation.
I've seen more support for Will Smith than I have for Chris Rock. But here's my thing. Comedy is uncomfortable. It's always uncomfortable. And I think Mark just said it, like, where do we draw the line with comedy? We make jokes about everything. And us, you know, professional comedians, I mean, we're joking about different diseases. We're joking about, unfortunately, and, you know, probably not on this podcast, but, you know, 9/11, the Holocaust. There's off-color jokes about a lot of things out there. And we're not advocating for that here. But things are said in the name of comedy that get laughed at, that some people find uncomfortable, and that's the name of the game in comedy. So
I'm very much on Team Chris Rock here as well, but Will Smith, when he accepted his Oscar, I did think his speech talking about as an actor, or really any famous person he was kind of alluding to, you know, you're just supposed to take all of this crap that's thrown at you and just smile through it.
And that's
so
and that's
I see where he's coming from. However, like James said, the solution was not to walk up and slap somebody, punch somebody, scream, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I mean, there's just things that you do and things that you don't do. And I think Will Smith is, a stand-up guy for defending his wife, I think that there's a better way to do that than to walk up on stage on live TV and smack someone.
Yeah. And again, it would have been different if it was like he was right next to Chris Rock, but he made the point to go all the way up from seated to on stage to do it. So it's like at any point, and I'm not saying that in the moment you needed to change your mind, but he could have just went up and honestly talk to him, or later would have been the best solution. Pull him aside later and just be like, hey, man to man, and excuse me, but like man to man, like, don't do this, please don't. I mean, like, I would really like it, and we would really like it as a family if you came out and issued an apology, because it's like that really hurt her, and it's just like, you don't.
In Will Smith's defense, though, his wife admitted, unknowing to him, that she cheated on him. So, I mean, I can't imagine what he's going through either.
I think that is totally unrelated. I think that's
I think that's on his mind. But
I think that's a little related. But that happened a couple years ago. I think that's a little related.
Yeah, I agree.
I have to. But also, let's go down the line here a little bit, because this is also another hot topic issue: real or fake. I think it was absolutely real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Real across the board.
Real.
Yeah, especially the fact that afterward in Will Smith's Oscar speech, he didn't directly thank Chris or apologize to Chris Rock.
No,
during it. Like, I get that you're in the moment. He did online afterwards, which is what you have to do when someone has the potential to make a lawsuit,
But Chris Rock
did.
Wasn't pressing charges the night that it happened.
No, he's getting millions of more dollars on his comedy tour that's coming out later to have 15 more minutes of material because of this.
Speaking of that, his first show was it was last night, and he came out and the first thing he said was, "Well, how was your guys' weekend?"
Yeah.
So, I mean,
he did say he's not going to address it yet. I think he's.
Exactly.
I think they're both doing the right thing. Will Smith issued an apology.
Yeah,
and Chris Rock said that he's not going to address it at this time. I will say, though, Will Smith got the first ever Gordie Howe hat trick of the Oscars. We got a fight, a nomination, and an award.
Gordie Howe, and that is the best joke that I've ever heard.
So, before we move on to our next subject, keeping with the whole Will Smith thing, what has been your guys' favorite meme of all of this coming out? Because mine personally is, I got in one little fight and my mom got scared and said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle," or something about his wife has no hair.
Jail.
Yikes.
I butchered that. But
Hey,
that's
you're
my
gonna get
favorite,
slapped
along
now.
with the Fresh Prince, the lyrics of the Fresh Prince.
Clearly.
I think mine's a little bit darker than that. But
You know what?
Go
Let's
for it. Nick, you brought it up. Unless we're editing it out, you've got to say it now.
well, it has to do with, like, you can do my wife, but jokes about her, no. Jokes about my wife, not cool. But screwing her, that's fine.
I don't know. I've seen a bunch of them. I don't know which one is. I'm still on, and I'm not trying to like be a downer in a make everybody be like, oh, Mark's the good guy here. No, I mean, I think I see memes and I laugh, but I'm big on mental health, and I do think that Will Smith, when I watch his acceptance speak, I think he's a very broken man right now.
Absolutely.
And
I think he has been for a lot longer than people realize.
Yeah, well, obviously, and I know I made the Gordie Howe hat trick joke, but like. But like,
again, in comedy,
at the same time, oh, absolutely. I think
you've
at the
got to
same
be
time,
able to
I'm
make
like,
jokes about that kind of stuff. And
I think at the same time, I'm concerned for him. But I did see the Gordie Howe hat trick on Facebook, so that'll be my favorite meme.
Yeah. You can be an advocate and be concerned for him and still laugh at.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at?
And like what Kyle said earlier, that's the whole point of comedy. Like, you've got to be able to let things go in the name of that. So.
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, this all happened in March, and there's a lot more madness that happened in March with March Madness. Okay, that was a bad segue.
That was punny, but that was probably your best segue. I don't enjoy
the last one was
puns.
better, but that one was at least acceptable.
Good.
Okay, so we said last week that we were going to talk about March Madness. So let's talk about March Madness. Me personally, coming into the Final Four, I personally am at a crossroad because I am a UNC Tar Heel fan. I have been since I was a kid, and everybody should know that their arch nemesis is the Duke Blue Devils, and one of the best rivalries in all of sports. Probably it's been listed as the number one rivalry in college sports. It has been, look it up. It is
college basketball or college sports in general.
College sports in general. It has been.
You don't call it the game unless
I understand that, James, but I've read a bunch of stuff that they're saying that it is higher up than Ohio State, Michigan. I agree with you. It is not. It is not.
I respectfully disagree.
I agree. Okay, hold on. I am being told that Kyle has an issue with me.
Breaking news.
Finish your sentence.
Okay, I was just going to say that I have a moral dilemma here because I chose Duke to win because I didn't think the UNC would make it this far, but I want UNC to win personally, but I want Duke to win so I can win money.
Listen to me. If Notre Dame, for those who don't know, I'm a huge Notre Dame fan. If Notre Dame was playing USC in anything, in squash, in tennis, in anything, and I had picked USC prior to the tournament in a bracket, and I had some minimal amount of money on them other than life-changing money.
Yeah.
Other than life-changing money, it wouldn't even be a thought in my head to not cheer a thought. Yeah, make fun of my hand gestures. A thought in my head to cheer against Notre Dame.
No, I never said that I was cheering against UNC. I'm rooting for North Carolina.
No, you said you were torn.
You
didn't know who you were going to root for.
And you texted me last week, I don't know who to cheer for.
Let me rephrase this. I never said I don't know who to cheer for. I said I'm torn. I want UNC. I was
that song, Torn.
What?
Torn. It's like it came out in.
Okay, Kyle's got the attention span of a freaking.
Kyle has left the conversation.
My gosh, but no, I want UNC. I want the Tar Heels to win. What did you just say?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I want UNC to win. Okay, if Duke were to, however, win and go on to the championship game, that gives me a better chance of winning money. All right, but here's the other side of the coin. So I've entered 3 brackets, 2 of which for money. I've also entered my wife in both of those brackets. Her name is on the bracket, but it's my account and my money that I put in. So answer me a dilemma here. If she were to win, who gets that money?
You get the initial money back. She gets the rest.
Okay, that's what we've agreed on. But we
agreed on it when we paid. What does that change?
And just so you're aware, there, lover boy.
Yeah,
you are now married, so your money is her money. And her money is still her money.
I know.
Not unless you sign a prenup.
But
correct.
But I also want to point out that we're in a league with people from Columbus, and I am in first place, and I have a 90-point lead over James, who is in second place.
Yeah, you're winning. I can't beat you. Bo, root for who you want to win because it does not matter. You've already won that one.
I know that one. But
so
no.
Why are you rooting for Duke even though you picked them? Who cares?
Because if Maddie wins, if Villanova goes on and wins it all, she could beat me.
I want to put this pen in my eyeball.
Okay, someone else.
Shout out to Columbus Beer League.
Anyhow.
I have to say, hold on, the league I was actually invited to, thank you very much. Shout to all 4 of you that are participating in this podcast that never told me about the apparent podcast league.
That's because you don't get on Facebook.
Well, yeah, you could have texted me.
I thought I did.
It was in the group. I just forgot about it.
Yeah, it was in the group chat. Anyhow, talking back to regular March Madness, apart from my self-sorrows, we had a Cinderella this year, guys. Made it all the way to the Elite 8. And the Saint.
That coach did them dirty.
And now he is the head coach at Seton Hall.
Yeah, he did them dirty.
How'd that coach do him dirty?
Did he, though? I was going to say.
He led him all the way there, and then he's like, peace out.
It was announced today.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, but
yesterday,
come on, you
let's
gotta
but
take-
let's
you gotta take
let's be
opportunities
real.
when they come.
Let's be real. At this time next year, are they going to be the same Cinderella team as they were this year? Chances
I don't know.
are no.
I don't know if I'd have went to Seton Hall though.
Oh, Seton Hall's in the Big East.
Seton Hall's good.
Seton Hall is good.
I would rather be at Seton Hall than I would be.
Nah,
St.
I'd rather
Peter's.
be a peacock, bro.
Well, we can see that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, look what.
You
So
know, change the
seriously,
mascot.
seriously though, look what. So go back to the original Cinderella. Seriously, the original Cinderella was George Mason back in 2006. They were an 11 seed. They made a run to the Final Four. Who the hell was George Mason? Jim Larinaga was their coach. He parlayed that into the Miami gig. He's been there for years, made all this money, taking his team to how many tournaments? They made a run this year when they shouldn't have.
Yep.
But that's what you do.
and they didn't get knocked off by this year's Cinderella St. Peter's.
No, they didn't. They didn't play St. Peter's. No,
Oh,
Miami
they
did.
did. I thought Miami did.
No, Miami actually got beat by Kansas.
KU.
They
Oh,
got
that's
railroaded
right.
in the
Okay.
second
Hey,
half.
speaking of KU, who do you guys all got for the final? Just say you're number one. Who do you think's going to win?
Duke.
Yeah.
I think
At
Duke.
this point, I think Duke's a team of destiny.
KU, because I get to go party in Lawrence if they win. So
No, I do not. I understand KU is a great program. I cannot stand Kansas.
I mean,
My favorite
I-
Green
I
Bay
just- I've
Packers
never
player
seen him
went to
win,
Kansas.
yeah, the grave
I'd
digger.
like
I told that
say-
story to my coworker this week. He said
What
he's never
about-
even heard of him.
Oh, Gilbert Brown.
Yeah,
Gilbert Gottfried.
I'd like to say Villanova wins. I hope that's who wins.
That's who I'm
Simply because it'll make Ohio State look better because that's who beat Ohio State out. So, but
Villanova's
really
also missing their second best shooter.
yeah, which makes Ohio State look even better.
um
Well, because they were playing for the Ohio State game, so if they
Yeah.
go in and win the tournament, it looks better.
anybody but Duke or Kansas. Like
I-
Jayhawks, baby.
Every
I-
year
I-
I make a bracket that has UNC winning it, and this is the first year that I didn't, and they have a potential chance to go, and I'm kicking myself.
Like I understand, Coach K and what he's done and that legacy. I respect that. I respect him for being there as long as he did or as long as he was, because he had to get NBA offers and he stayed put and he made that place his home.
Yep.
So I can respect him for that. I love Coach K, but I just can't stand Duke. It's part of the whole bandwagon team system. The stereotypical bandwagon team. Duke, the Yankees, the Lakers. Now the
All
Dodgers.
the
You can
teams
throw
your
them in
brother-in-law
there.
likes, Bo.
Yeah, I was just gonna
sounds
say
like
that.
a
Yeah.
man.
But
Not to take any shots, but I mean,
no, I.
I'm gonna take shots.
But a good Oscar slap.
No, he's gonna get a good Stone Cold Stunner in this weekend. Which
Oh, what was
Speaking
that?
of
might
which-
segue us into our next topic. but I
Man,
have
you're
one
3 for
thing I
3
wanted
on
to say about
passable
March Madness.
segues here. Keep
Well,
it up.
I had one more thing I wanted to say about March Madness, but that was too good to pass up. But I was gonna say that they've set it up for Coach K to ride off into the sunset.
Yeah.
No, he got beat by UNC in his last tournament. I
Well,
mean, or his last regular season game,
they
but
beat
still.
him in the ACC championship.
Mhm.
They beat him in his last home game, or no, it wasn't ACC championship. Was it
His last home
Virginia.
game.
It
His
was
last
his
regular
last home
season
game.
game.
Championship.
Yes,
But you lost to North Carolina in the last regular season game at last home game.
in Cameron. Yes, but they've set it up for him to ride off into the sunset. I think it's too good of a story not to happen. That was the driving force.
only-
Unless it's just not set up and they're actually games.
my
you know?
only hope is that they make it to the final and they lose off a buzzer beater. That would just be hilarious. Not for Coach K, but oh God, I would love to see that.
Yeah. So can someone set me up with some kind of wrestling reference that I can segue into the next one here?
Something about ringing the bell from Jason's buzzer beater. I don't know if that just start matches or what.
Oh,
but there you go.
Damn it, James. That was good. I didn't even catch
I
it.
did. I didn't want to look
Oh,
stupid.
man. Kyle, hit your little bell thingy so I can. All right. So also this weekend, we're talking about it on Thursday. It's gonna happen on Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Wrestlemania 38. All right. I know.
What's your favorite WrestleMania logo? Mine's 1 through 6 because they're all exactly the same.
So yeah,
like the modern Super Bowl logos.
I sent a picture in our group chat with all of the WrestleMania logos and asking them what their favorite logo was. And James is the first one to respond right now because
that was an accident too.
But I mean, we're gonna cover it Thursday, and we're gonna see how wrong we are. So I know that I know I'm a wrestling fan. I have been since I was a kid, and I know Jason is. I don't know about Kyle, Mark, and James. I know Mark is going to be there, and we're going to stone cold some beers and stone cold stunner my brother-in-law.
I love Stone Cold Steve Austin by far.
I like the wrestlers from about 2003 to 2009.
Well,
so I don't know if I've ever told you guys.
Kane and Undertaker's best rivalry of all time in any sport.
Did I ever tell you about when my grandma called the police on Hulk Hogan?
You did.
What?
Yeah, that was the thing.
Tell it for the podcast.
I think you should tell the podcast.
Yeah, tell me too, please.
To make a really long story short, my grandma used to tell me the story when she was in Vegas on business, and she was sitting out on her balcony on business. No, she was there on business. She worked for a community college. Anyway, she was out on her balcony one evening, and this very large, burly, bearded man walked out and said, "Good evening, ma'am," and then
huge,
carried on a conversation.
Bulging man.
They've started carrying on a conversation with her. So my grandmother got really nervous and then called the security for the hotel and said that this guy was talking to her, and she was really nervous, and she didn't know who he was. And the guy proceeded to then say that he is a professional wrestler and his name is Hulk Hogan. She goes, and this was in like Hulk Hogan's heyday. So this was not like he was an unknown person.
Yeah. My father-in-law told me a story. I don't know if you were there, Mark, for it when he told us the story.
Oh, you're related to Hulk Hogan? I knew that was coming. I mean, you haven't been related to somebody in at least 2 podcasts.
No. Okay. Shut up.
Got the documentation for this one. Come on. You're slacking.
No, it was when my father-in-law told me that he met Chris Benoit, who I don't know if you guys know who Chris Benoit was. He was the wrestler who suffered from CTE and then killed his wife and son and then committed suicide.
I was going to say the Mike Webster of wrestling, but Mike Webster didn't do that. So that'd be
it was kind of a dark time. But so, Jason, I'm going to talk to you for a hot minute. Yeah. So what do you think?
Shouldn't have killed his wife. He should have just Oscar slapped her. I mean, I don't know why God had to kill her.
3 for 3. Just
okay. All right.
Whammy.
No whammies.
All right, so we got a couple big matches this weekend, Jason. We have one of my personal favorites, not even a wrestler, commentator Pat McAfee going up against Austin Theory, who he's showed himself in the past. What do you think about that?
I think if they want to keep it going story-wise, I think they would have Pat win.
Yeah.
But if it's just like a one-off thing, then I think Austin Theory will win. I hope Pat wins just because I love Pat and everything he touches is just gold. So
yeah. So I mean, I'm just gonna cover some of the big ones real quick. I mean, we got Roman Reigns, a Universal Champion, against Brock Lesnar. We've seen it how many times before?
Yeah, I know. I'm tired of seeing it.
I am too, but I think I want Brock to win, but he's not. Roman's going to win.
You're tired of seeing it, but you want him to win. So
yeah. We also have the guy's name is Sami Zayn going up against Johnny Knoxville.
What?
Yes, James, the Johnny Knoxville of Jackass fame.
Yeah, you can't physically take him down. He's been through everything. I mean, he might not hit back ever, but he'll never go down. Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, this card isn't all that great. I mean, it's going to be great because it's WrestleMania, it's 2 nights, whatever. But my personal favorite, one of the main reasons why I'm watching it, Kevin Owens is having the Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin on his talk show, and we all know how that's going to end up.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of rumors that it's going to be a full match. I've heard other rumors that he's just going to throw a stunner and that's going to be it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think regardless of what it is, people just want to see Stone Cold back in the ring.
In Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. In his home state. I mean,
so he can wash everyone's laundry.
Yeah.
It's just what people want.
Yeah, he's going to come back. He's going to do some stunners. He's going to flip off the crowd. He's going to drink some beer.
Yeah. I mean,
that's how they're going to close out night 1. And they're going to close out night 2 with Roman Reigns beating Brock Lesnar. And then at the end, Dwayne Johnson's music's going to hit. The Rock's going to come back, and that's going to set up the next pay-per-view.
So it won't set up the next pay-per-view.
Oh, SummerSlam.
They'll build. No, I think they'll build Roman and Rock for next year's Mania.
Oh, because it's in Hollywood.
It's in Los Angeles. It's in Hollywood. So
would the Rock come back?
The biggest name.
Can he?
Would
he? Do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, so I just saw an article not too long ago about The Rock being in Hawaii for a lot longer than he usually goes for. And a lot of people are thinking that he's staying in Hawaii for a while to train for an upcoming match.
Yep.
Now, obviously, those are just rumors, but I think there is something to it. And I mean, the story writes itself between Roman Reigns and Rock. I mean,
it does. Their family.
Inevitably, it's going to happen.
It is.
I don't think he'll show up for this one. If he does, it'll be the only thing with him is his schedule. So I think it'll be a closer, possibly SummerSlam, Survivor Series type of pay-per-view that he'll show up. And because
maybe even the Royal Rumble, give it just a couple months.
And because the thing is you won't have to build for Roman and Rock. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it writes itself. People are going to be invested in it regardless. So my question for you, Bo, is who do you think Seth frickin' Rollins' opponent is?
Cody Rhodes, no question.
Dude, I hope it is.
It's gonna happen.
Have you heard the rumors though?
Yeah, Shane McMahon.
Well, there's another one that has popped up now too.
Goldberg.
Gable Stevenson.
Oh, the NCAA defending heavyweight wrestling champion.
Yeah, I heard a rumor. There's a couple rumors going out there that it might be him.
Yes, he has signed an NIL deal with the WWE after he has won back-to-back NCAA heavyweight wrestling champions. He is signed with WWE.
Could you imagine how ticked off people will be if it is not Cody Rhodes?
Oh, absolutely. I'll be ticked off.
Like,
I'll go Stone Cold Spears just because of it.
Like, people will riot especially if it is Shane.
Yeah.
If Shane McMahon comes out there to face Seth Rollins, then people will riot.
Yeah. So this is all going down this weekend, April 2nd and 3rd. April 1st is actually April Fool's Day. So happy April Fools. It is going down.
Birthday, Rooster Teeth.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah. So that is actually April 1st is the Hall of Fame induction for WWE, where the Immortal Undertaker is being inducted into the Hall of Fame. He could honestly be just by himself, but they have a couple other people. I'm not entirely sure who, but like I said, it's all going down in April. And you know what else is going down in April, guys? The best golf tournament in history, the Masters.
Oh, I can unmute myself now. Great. I'm back.
I saw you sitting there just with your feet up, but
I'm back.
So we got a little bit of golf talk to top us off for the night. The big thing on on the tip of everybody's tongue talking about the Masters is Tiger freaking Woods is scheduled to golf in the Masters.
Is that dude part robot? I mean, he's
literally, yes, he is.
Vertebrae.
Yes,
He's
he
still
is.
alive.
Barely.
Man, that guy's
yes.
still alive.
Barely. Well, we're 7 days away from the start of the Masters, and Tiger is still in the field. He has not officially announced that he's playing, but he has not officially announced that he's not.
Hasn't he been seen at Augusta practicing?
He has
with his son and heir of PGA Tour, Charlie Woods.
Charlie, wait.
Cub is what.
Wait, is his name a joke about the pun about chucking wood?
No,
Chuck Wood.
No, his name.
I don't think so.
Charlie, yeah, Chuck.
No. I mean, I don't think Tiger named his son Charlie Woods. I don't think he said ha ha ha. In like 60 years, these guys are gonna call him Chuck Woods.
Oh, I would.
No, but
I don't think that crossed Tiger's mind.
James,
real quick. That's why I'm gonna name my son Cheese.
Really quick, James. What is Charlie Woods' nickname? If I said it earlier, let's see if you got this real quick. Nobody else chime in.
Probably not.
What?
Anything?
Charlie Woods. No. Charles Woods. No.
So his nickname, they call, since Tiger is Tiger, they call him
Lion.
The Cub.
Oh, the Cub.
Because he's younger, and he's got the exact same swing as his dad. It's beautiful. But anyhow, back to the Masters.
Well, yeah, because his dad probably taught him the swing. Come on.
Yeah. We'll go around. Let's go around a little bit. If you guys are a little bit invested and been following a little bit of the golf world over the past month or so, any predictions for the Masters next week?
Since I've just heard here that Tiger might be playing, I'm going to say Tiger because I don't know anybody else that's playing. So
that would be the greatest comeback in sports. That would literally be the greatest comeback in sports history.
The greatest comeback in sports history. You heard it here first, kids.
Yes. So who has opted? Who is not golfing in the Masters?
I mean, everyone besides Phil Mickelson, basically.
So Phil Mickelson is not golfing in the Masters this season?
Yeah, Mickelson. Yeah, Philly boy's not playing.
Okay.
I would love to see Hideki Matsuyama win again.
You're back to back.
I would love to see it. But my honest pick is I think DeChambeau is going to make a valiant effort and he's going to come out on top.
Bryson.
He control. Listen, I don't know a whole lot about golf. Mm-hmm. I mean, I play golf. I'm not very good at it, but I honestly would argue that DeChambeau is one of the most consistent golfers. You can make them faces all you want. Name me somebody who has better ball control than him. There are players that I think can hit the ball better, but I think DeChambeau has the best ball control.
Of power.
I'm telling you,
that's my pick. So far that he doesn't have to have a mid game. He doesn't have to hit his iron.
Yeah.
He drives.
Stop. We know nothing about golf. Come on.
So I think that's my pick. DeChambeau is my pick. Matsuyama is my sleeper, even though he's defending it. Most of the guys don't repeat. So he's my sleeper, even though he's the defending champ.
I am going to go. I'm saying my heart, I want JT. I want Justin Thomas to win it. I think he hasn't won it. He's overdue, in my opinion. But I also think Dustin Johnson is playing pretty good right now. Yeah. So I think he's got a chance of winning it again. He won it. He won it in the COVID year, right? He won it in the short season.
Did Dustin Johnson win the Masters? I don't think Dustin Johnson.
Yes, he did.
I don't know. Did he? I don't know.
Yeah, he's got the nice beard.
Oh yeah, he did win the Masters.
He did win 2019. He won it.
He did win the Masters, the golf championship of the year.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. He did.
So I'm thinking those are my two. Like DJ's my sleeper pick, and Justin Thomas is my heart pick.
Jason, you got one?
Sure.
You can say no. You're allowed to say no.
Nah, you know what? I'm just gonna throw Jordan Spieth.
Yeah.
Is he even doing okay?
Yeah.
He's winning it.
So he's the name I know. The other one I know is Rory McIlroy, but
I was either gonna say him or Rory. So
you bring up two really intriguing names because Rory is going for the career Grand Slam.
Mm-hmm.
So to win all four majors, and he's never won the Masters. He's tried multiple times.
I would like to see.
So I think Rory's got a good chance this week. And Spieth, he always competes and always contends at Augusta. I'll go Rory. I think Rory can go for the career Grand Slam this week.
Now watch, we're saying all of these people, and it'll be probably something like
Tiger
or something like that.
Bubba Watson.
Louis Oosthuizen always plays well. Seriously, if you're doing like a DraftKings lineup,
he does.
I'm not even joking. If
he does.
Doing a DraftKings lineup, Louis Oosthuizen plays amazing at Augusta. Cameron Smith plays amazing at Augusta. Like
Patrick Cantlay.
Cameron Smith's someone that Australian play great at Augusta.
Yeah.
Mark Leishman plays great at Augusta. Like
Tony Finau.
I don't know.
He might make a run. We don't know. He's very hot and cold lately.
He said Bubba Watson.
That's a real golfer.
Has two green jackets.
He does a NASCAR driver.
Bubba,
and he's a golfer.
Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, Bubba Wallace is a NASCAR.
Oh, Bubba Wallace. Jeez.
Bubba Watson has won the Masters twice, James.
I don't know who that is, so I just.
So I know you guys talk about golf and
NASCAR driver.
There's not a whole bunch of people get golf. I was talking about Formula One for a second.
Yeah.
So Mercedes, who has what is that? Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton.
Well, that too. Yeah,
Las Vegas,
we'll get
Nevada.
to that in just a hot second. So 2 weeks ago, or a couple of weeks ago, in the first Formula One race, if you've ever watched Formula One, it's really for years was a competition between Red Bull and Mercedes. Mercedes usually came out on top. There used to be Petronas Mercedes. I think they're just Mercedes now. Anyway, the first week of Formula One, both of the Team Red Bull cars went out, and Mercedes put on their Twitter, "Love to see it." And then just this past week, both of the Mercedes cars went out, and Red Bull tweeted, "Love to see it." So I just am enjoying the little banter between the two teams. My man Max Verstappen won his first race, and as you guys just said, the United States will get their third Formula One race starting in, I think, 2024 25. So that'll be in Las Vegas. They race in Miami right now and somewhere in Texas. I think it's Houston, might be Austin. I know it's in Texas. So they race two right now, and they will have a third, which will be pretty cool to be a night race, which is awesome. They don't do too many of those. They're starting to do a few more. They did Abu Dhabi this past season. I know for sure, which was their last race of the year. So
nice.
So if that's it, we're gonna forego the draft this week. We're trying something new. We're just gonna try a little bit of banter. But so if nobody else has anything else, I think we might wrap it up for the night.
Wow, that was a quick banter round.
I meant like the whole episode was banter, James. Has anybody got anything else we'd like to touch on before we call it a night?
Yeah, what do you guys think of the whole
non-sports
Israeli Middle East debate?
The what?
It's a joke. Jeez, go on. Come
non-sports related. The Hubble telescope just found the oldest star that we've ever seen before, which is kind of cool.
I did see that.
It was 12.9 billion years old.
The universe is about 13.
Yeah, it said.
Or 15.
Yeah, it's 15. They said this is the oldest thing that we can see in the universe. We're not positive that it was one of the original stars.
I mean, it had 3 billion years to gestate.
A star. They're saying that.
They're not positive it was a star. There's a cool TikTok that Bo shared to all of us. We'll put that on our social pages, which kind of explains it on why we can see it. There's some kind of light phenomenon that if you've ever kind of if you've seen sunlight hit a glass and it kind of refracts in a weird way. It goes into much more detail, which is really cool. I won't bore you with all the weird science stuff with it. So,
real quick, when's James Webb supposed to go online?
That is
when
coming
supposed
up
to
in
convert
the next couple of weeks or month, and they said that once that goes online, we'll be able to get a better look at it as well.
Well, yeah, because it's a much better. I mean, you have to think Hubble was developed in the 80s and released in the 90s. Yeah, so it's like James Webb was like it didn't intro until like almost 2000. So yeah.
So other than space talk, we good for the night?
Yeah.
Space Jason. Awesome.
Hey Jason, where can they find us?
Thank you for reading the chat this time. You listeners, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, and Apple Podcasts. Go to the Facebook, find the link tree, and it can take you to wherever you want to go. And let us know, since we did not do a draft this week, let us know what kind of stuff you want to see us post for episodes that we potentially do not do a draft. We would really like to know what you guys like to see on the social medias.
Or just give us topics to talk about. I mean, like we've said in the past, we are not experts on anything. We are not.
And they don't.
Smart.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say we're not experts of everything or anything. So give us topics that you would like to hear us debate about, or whatever. And just going off of Jason, make sure you go and you subscribe to all of those places. Make sure you hit the bell. Ting. All right, back to you, Jason. That's all I wanted.
That was pretty much it. I mean, I can't imagine a better way of closing off an episode than hearing Kyle do that.
Listen, next time we have a hot take, I want you to cut that out and just do that over and over and over. But we haven't had a hot take in a while. So I'm going to give you one more hot take.
Tiger winning the Masters is a pretty hot take.
Yeah.
Hot take. Tiger's going to win the Masters, and the Pirates are not making the playoffs. That's not really a hot take.
Yeah, that's not really a hot take.
That's
not when they're not going to pay their best player.
Decide to spend several $1 million less than every other team. You got to assume you're just going to compete with high school teams.
They're averaging less than $1 million per player on their 26-man roster.
They're doing great.
So it's a great day to be a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, ladies and gentlemen. So let's
convert
Bobby Nutting.
We're gonna sign off by telling Bob
Billy Prince,
sell the team,
or take just spend more money,
or spend more money. James is gonna take a shot to that. All right, we'll end on James taking a shot. How's that sound, guys?
Thank you. I might get my love you out.
Okay. Goodbye, guys. Bye.